for me.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Hey, buddy. How you doing? Why you getting so big?
Tell us about what we're spraying.
Oh, we're spraying weeds. Killing weeds.
Killing weeds.
Hopefully the killing weeds, not the wheat. Hopefully we're not killing the wheat.
Well, if we're killing the wheat, then we can blame it on Bo, because he's the master mixer.
Master mixer.
So can you tell us what you're putting down?
Putting on little huskies. It's a little harsh, but put some stuff with it to try safening it up so it ain't so rough on the wheat. Kills broadleaves, and it's a pre-mix of broadleaf killer and
you think you're gonna have enough to finish that one?
And grass killer. Should have. So right now it's pretty light wind, and we got a little bit of a light rain last night and early this morning, so there's no dust, so we can travel pretty fast. About 15, I guess.
15 and a half?
Could go faster, but we're the tips we have on right now, it's about 70 pounds. That's plenty of poundage. The rate's 10 gallons an acre.
So how many acres can you do on a 1,000-gallon fill?
We can get a little over 1,000 in the tank. We fill it right to the top.
So a little over 1,000-gallon tank, and then
about
how many?
105 acres.
So you can get a lot done on one tank.
Well, 105 acres.
Yeah, which is quite a bit.
Yeah. It's just the rate. You can select different rates, preset them. That's how many gallons I have left in the tank, and then there's my booms. So if I get into an angle or anything like that, they shut. Wherever there's a blue triangle, that's your tips or your section of your boom, and it shuts off. They got the newer sprayers are a little more advanced that way. The individual tips shut off. We run air induction nozzles, T-jet air inductions. They work really nice. I like them.
And how big are the booms on the sprayer?
120.
Do they make any other sprayers bigger?
Yeah, I think you could probably get some. I don't think they make them bigger from factory. I mean, maybe certain companies do, but I don't know. I don't think Beer does. I'm sure you can get aftermarket extensions and stuff like that. I think up to 130-some feet, maybe even bigger.
But 120 still is a good wingspan.
Yeah, that's out there. We don't have nice big sections and half sections and quarters. Our farm has got some smaller fields, you know, 120s and stuff like that. So it's and some of them are, a lot of the farms that we farm are along the rivers and stuff like that, creeks, coulees. So like right now I have the auto height control on. So that's why the booms kind of dance a little bit.
Okay. I usually see a lot of sprayers with 4 tires, and this one has tracks. How uncommon is that?
I don't know if it's uncommon, but it's something that we've done and it works really nice. I guess they're a Susi track. Most people buy all 4 and they think they need to put all 4 on, but everyone knows that the Deere sprayers are heavier in the back. All sprayers are heavier in the back most of the time, most of it. So we put it actually works out nice because that the sprayer is heavier in the back, because then with the tracks, all the weight on the tracks, it's pretty sweet. We don't have to change tires anymore. No flipping between big tires and skinny tires ever. No more ruts in the field, so that's kind of nice. Ever. And it rides like a Cadillac. And the speed down the highway, or down the gravel road and all that, same speed as with skinny tires. I mean, and as far as maintenance goes, we change oil in the bogies once a year in the winter and check them over. And I think we replaced one seal this winter. And they're a set of used tracks when we bought them, so I'm sure they've seen their fair share of wear.
When you bought them, did you buy them from somebody that had them on a sprayer, or what did they use them for?
Yeah, they came off a sprayer just like this. It was a potato farmer somewhere south of here, a few hours, that had a set of 4, and then we bought 2, and then another guy bought 2. Since we did this, I seen over in South America, they're down in Brazil or wherever, I seen there was like 4 or 5 of them sprayers like this. They had tracks on them just in the back, but no, it doesn't change anything with your as far as your front end fighting the back end and all that. It's worked really good. We've had them now. This is the second season on them, so yeah, they're great. Never go back to floaters again. If it gets wet out, I go spray it the next day, or if we get a whole bunch of rain or whatever, you know, and I don't wreck any more crop than I would with my normal skinny if it was dry out.
Right.
You know, so otherwise sometimes it gets so wet up here, guys are, you know, they gotta
struggling to get in,
or they gotta hire the airplane and stuff like that. With head application or anything like that, we can just go do it ourselves anytime we want. So there's a lot of benefits, I think.
Well, I see we're all done with this field, so I'm gonna go over and probably give Bo the camera and have
see what Bo's doing.
Have him kind of walk everybody through the spray trailer while it loads you up and show them how that works.
We built that trailer last spring.
Yeah, I'll have Bo explain a little bit about it.
So we got done spraying the wheat. Now we've switched over to spraying some glyphosate on the corn. Just waiting for Mark here. I'm gonna fill him up, but figured I'd give you guys a tour of the water tanker while I'm standing here. This is what we use to fill the sprayer. Mark picked it up not last winter, the winter before. Came from up in Canada. It used to be a fuel tanker. Neither one of us can remember exactly how many gallons this thing holds, but it's around that 7-ish thousand gallons. We get 6 to 7 loads in the sprayer. So what this company had done is they took and moved the frame of the trailer back to make room to have a platform on the back here. And so then we kind of redid this platform back here to make it work for us. So we built this what you'd call kind of pallet racking up here. We built that framework to put our bulk totes on. And then there's these doors on the side. So we can open each side up here and slide totes in with the forklift. I built these, Mark calls them rabbit cages, one on each side. Works pretty slick. We made this hole here a little bigger, and when we're done with the AMS bags and plastic bags that want to fly all over, just stuff them down in there and you can get a whole pile of them in there. Along this side, this is where we fill it at. So we go to town and fill in town. They got a heck of a pump there. Another thing we got here is there's a one-way valve. So that prevents any possibility, which the way we have it plumbed, it shouldn't ever happen, but any possibility of chemical ever backfeeding into the tanker. Here's the manholes. I don't know if you can see very good in here, but yeah, you can. So those are baffles. You can see there's a hole in each of them. That kind of just keeps the water from sloshing around as you're driving, which it does pretty good. If it's pretty much full, you don't hardly know you got a tanker back there. But once you only have maybe 1,000 gallons or something left in it, then you can tell you got water in there and starts sloshing around a bit. Coming around the back here, just added this spring. This is pretty handy. Just a hand wash station, put clean water in there. And up on the deck, as you can see, there's our bulk tanks. Powered hose reel. I think we got 50 feet of 3-inch line on that. Another thing on that hose reel, there is you can see the receiver there, but there is a remote. That works pretty good when you're by yourself. Just a unroll and roll button on it. And here's the pump. So that's our water supply coming in over there, and then pressurized water coming out here, and that goes through our Handler 3 system. So this is what they call a mixing cone. So to get any of your chemical out of that cone into the main line, you'd open this valve right here, and that's sucked out of there through a Venturi system. And then this valve is kind of your main water line. Open that up and we can really feed some water to the sprayer. And up here, like this valve here, goes up here, and that's like a kind of like a shower. It's got a spinner on there, so when you put water pressure to it, it just showers everything in here, cleans out the cone. This valve over here, this is for if I've got jugs and I'm piercing jugs on here. I'll slam the jug down, all the chemical will drain out of the jug, keep the jug on there, and then open this valve and the water will shoot up the center here and rinse that jug. So we can rinse the jugs out clean as a whistle. And then this valve over here goes to that pipe that sticks down in there, and that kind of, if I put water to that, that creates a whirlpool in here. Really gets the water spinning, and that works good for putting in this dry AMS. It's like a kind of like a sugar almost, the consistency of it. So I'll just take the bag and drop the bag in here, and it pierces it and cuts it and goes in there, and that whirlpool, it just dissolves it and sucks it out the bottom right into the line into the sprayer. And over here, this is where our totes are fed to these pumps, and then the pumps come up through these durameters. I think they call it auto batch or something. Each one of these meters I can have presets. I think you can have 6 different chemicals preset in there. So I think that's about all. It sure works nice. And I think it looks pretty nice too. I'll maybe try to get some video of us actually loading the sprayer here when he comes back. show you this, I got the hose in there. I'll show you this blowout. There it is, all cleaned out. Well, I'm gonna roll up the hose and head to town and get some water. Well, I hope you guys found this video entertaining, or informative anyway, on how our water trailer works. But I got work to do, so we'll see you next time.